Anyway, I'm not gonna do the introduction or like practice. It's recording now, but I'm not gonna practice the introduction or anything. I'm just gonna run through ideas and stuff like that I had for this and like
So I can
wait.
shoot them down?
Sure. Yeah. No. Definitely. Look. I mean it. Sure. Do that for sure. We're here with Dawn Herald, aka my mother. Anyway. No.
So,
Well, because I'm gonna ask her some questions because Jasmine doesn't care to hear about it, and it gets mad about it. She gets mad, and she bought me this stuff. It's weird. She's getting mad that I figured out how to use it and I like enjoy it and stuff. She's like, "Hey, if I hadn't known that was gonna bring you joy, if I would have never invested a fucking penny." Anyway, so we're here with Mom right now, my madre. I'm gonna continually probably fuck with this camera angle a little bit, because I want it to be mainly your focus, but or the focus on. Yeah, it doesn't matter actually. They're a test video. Anyway, what were we talking about before that?
Jacob not caring.
It was Jacob not caring.
Yeah.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, I think it was me saying like how I would like again the same thing there.
Yeah.
Like, hi. What? See again, it's practice. I've been practicing, and I don't even have a written out introduction yet of what I would say. Like, hi, welcome to the Global Diagnosis. I'm your host, Matthew Herald. Today, I am joined by Dawn Herald, aka my mother. What's up, Mom?
Hey.
Doing all right?
Tired.
All right. So anyway, I was gonna tell you. I get very shaky knowledge, but Russia and Ukraine. I don't know. Have you heard anything on that?
Don't care.
No? Okay, well, let me give you some background then. We could just put ourselves in the scenario
Ukraine used to be part of Russia.
Go ahead. Okay. Well, here. Okay, because I have a question on that. And here, maybe
Russia
you could
wants it
elaborate.
back.
Well, hang on.
That's all I know
Do you
about it.
remember when the KGB was the thing? I guess the Soviet, all that was the thing. And what I've been telling people, anyone that'll listen, but is that I didn't know if Ukraine had been occupied by Soviet Russia before,
It used
and then
to
they
be
got
part of
out of
Russia.
that stranglehold of the KGB and all the fucked up stuff. Like the only reason Russian wanted them was for like some type of gain. They got something off of it.
Right.
But
It used to be part of Russia.
but what they're doing, well, again, okay, so they want them back, and I'll tell you what I've grasped at what I think it is, and what they're doing is like. So the Ukrainian border, right? Russia is like hanging out there. They fucking pull tanks and whatever, and they're saying, "No, we're not gonna." But they're not saying what they're doing there, right? You know what I mean? So that's what they're doing is planning that stuff. And there's different formations and stuff. I would think like if you were about to invade, like that would be very easily recognizable. Like if you saw like this tank here, that one there, this there, you're like, "Oh shit." They're about to charge at me, like they're about to come at me, and the way I related it was like, imagine if you were looking for anything and you have to squat down, but your dickhead friend, like he's known to be the dickhead, he's always fucking doing something to somebody, but anyway, there's a puddle of water and fucking you're not trying to get wet, you know what I mean? But you have to lean over to where very easily you're vulnerable. You're right, like they could come at you hard. And Russia is that friend like behind you. They're like, look, I'm gonna bend down. Don't fucking push me. Don't do this. And like every time they're like, all right, and they're like, yeah, we're not gonna do anything. And he's like, and then they see movement in the periphery, like, fucking stop, dude. It's not funny. And then America's they're like, yeah, it's really not funny, dude. Let him get his thing. Leave him alone. Just let him pick up his thing. You're always on bullshit. And again, U.S. are they are not imposing, but they are what would be the word? Like they're threatening. Why not? Like if Russia does that, like if they invade Ukraine, and do all that, that they are gonna sanction them, and so whatever aid comes from like the U.S. to Russia. That's what a sanction, I guess, is.
We would aid Russia. We would aid Ukraine.
Right, no, that's what I'm saying. But giving a sanction to Russia, that's like saying, hey, fuck off. No, we told you not to do this.
Yeah, we're going to give them a warning, but then we're going to put our 2 senses where we don't belong.
Here, I'll lead with a question, or end with a question, because I just ranted a little bit. But what are your thoughts on all of that? Because this is a pretty good general overview. Again, the facts aren't in there. But what I just told you is kind of, it seems, what's happening. Like Russia wants Ukraine, and also when I was telling Jasmine that it seems like this was like in your back pocket, like a plan. Because Vladimir Putin keeps changing his title when like re-election comes to where he's like, hey, I'm not the president, I'm the prime, or not prime,
Yeah.
I don't know,
Yeah.
I'm the ambassador, whatever the fuck, and but then he is president because you can rerun, I guess, over there. He'll just do this for a few years and then rerun, and he gets it.
Mm-hmm.
Isn't it crazy though?
Mm-hmm.
It's got to be the definition of corruption
Mm-hmm.
because he's just doing with it. He's got technically an election. But, I mean, if they're going to do that, I mean, I'm sure he could go to the people that count the ballots and say, hey, fucking, you know, who's president? Right? Who won? And, but, all right, so the, I guess, question to that, or just thoughts on it, yeah, like, that is a good overview. It's Russia wants Ukraine. This was another piece of knowledge. NATO. Do you know at all what that is?
Not much of it.
Okay, so my general understanding is, like, if you're a member of NATO, like
You
you can't be fucked with, right? Exactly. Like you can't do shit like Russia's doing to Ukraine, but Ukraine is not a part of NATO. But that has been a push from Russia, though. They have pushed for that not to be included in NATO, and I guess for the longest time, everybody's like, okay, whatever, fine.
Yeah,
Ukraine, you
because
go
then they
there,
can't do anything.
yeah. And then now that they're doing it, though, all we can do is threaten sanctions and shit. And it's not because if they, I guess, did that to a member of NATO.
The world nations would take
the
step
world,
in.
they could, right? They
The world would
rightfully
step
could
in.
come and
Yeah, the world-
attack you
yeah.
unbiasedly and say, fuck you, dude, you totally broke the rules.
Yep.
We had this laid out, you fucked up. But, like, it seems like they're playing that card. They know that Ukraine isn't, you know what I mean, a part of NATO, and I just don't know the gain. What do you think the gain is? Why do they want Ukraine? Go ahead, you take it.
I don't want to take the microphone.
But no, that was the question. Why do you think, like, why do they want Ukraine? Why does Russia want that? I don't know. I really have no idea. What's the strategic advantage of that?
I myself, I don't really know of why Russia wants to take over the Ukraine. I know it used to be part of Russia, but my theory is we need to just back the hell off and let them figure it out for themselves. We put our 2 senses into too many spots that we don't need to be in. I've always thought that. U.S. shouldn't be the big brother to the world. Like, everybody hates us because we butt in to try to help everybody out anyway. And then when we need it, they're like, oh, hell no. So
When have we needed it?
we've always needed it.
that was gonna we've all yeah, that was gonna chills chills.
Like, we've always needed it. That's all there is to
No,
it.
I get what you're saying though. Because to some point though, but I mean, isn't that the same though? I wouldn't be able. Isn't that the
if you-
Bob Dylan song though?
Yeah, if you don't
I wouldn't be
learn
able to
from
see somebody getting their ass whipped by an
And not step
obviously bigger guy, without running up like, "Hey, get the fuck out of here, dude! What's your problem?"
Yeah, but we step in.
Good.
The United States steps in even when we shouldn't be. Always.
Keep talking. Sorry, I'm
You
just.
know, it's one of those, oh, you looked at me cross-eyed. We should step in. We have no reason to be there. Like, you know, as I said before, Ukraine used to be part of Russia. Don't know why it's separated, why Russia wants to take it back. Don't know all the political aspects to it or
Right.
whatever.
We should research that.
But
Right.
it's one of those of like, there's too much shit going on as it is. Why are we focused over there? Take care of your home before you worry about the whole damn everybody else.
How about finish this candy
Yeah.
bar before you
Right.
open another one?
You know, take care of the United States before you go taking care of every damn body else. Period. Period. That's all there is. Period.
Okay, stemming from that, I would say, what in the United States, I would say, if you could pick out of all of the craziness things that we have right now, I mean, again, and I say this a lot, it's just in my lingo of a laundry list, but yeah, what if you could pick, one thing to start off with? Jeez, all right. Be it coronavirus, be it the vaccine mandate, be it anything, whatever you think. If you could pick one problem in just America, let's isolate that's the world, America. Just that. What would be the first problem that you would address in the nation? Go on, take your time. Yeah, think on it. It's weird. Again, this is what I'm kind of shooting for. Is like the thought-provoking ones. That way, somebody can have the platform and the thing to go. Good fucking question.
Well, see,
I don't know.
The bad part with that is there's so much things that are fucked up. now.
Exactly, but we got time. I mean,
Like-
we're just now at 10 minutes.
I mean, just like off the top of your head, there's 15 things that I can think of immediately.
Name one.
It would cause too much chaos
No,
to bring
yeah,
it
that's
up.
what we're doing. Let's do it. Let's
'Cause,
go
like,
hard.
Okay, one, people shouldn't be allowed to come into the country. Get,
So immigration, that's what we're going to talk
part
about.
of it.
All right.
Part of it. And be given a store, to run for 7 years, tax free, plus the money to start the business. And then once that 7 years is up, it can be passed down to their cousin, their brother, whatever. Another 7 years, tax free, and more money to go into the business. They just change the names.
These loopholes, man.
Yeah.
But that's the same thing as like Putin doing it with the president.
But
it's
however, if me and you were to go try to get a loan and be like, hey, I have a fantastic
Be
idea
really
for
difficult.
a business, they're going to look at you and laugh like, well, what's your credit? And what's your collateral?
Right.
But you move over here from anywhere else and they're like, oh, here, we're going to set you up. Here's this money.
Let me ask.
Here's this. And don't worry about the taxes. We're good on that for a while. We got you. And then when it comes time for them to start paying taxes, it's like, oh, my brother Herald,
Well,
he's
Jimmy's coming over
you know,
from overseas.
It's like, oh, my cousin so-and-so from wherever is coming in, and he's going to run the store now. I'm no longer
Right.
part of it. There's another 7 years, tax-free,
Yeah.
different store name, but
That's almost
All
2
in all-
decades, too. Just
all in all,
one
yeah,
transition
we
of
just-
ownership.
keep giving it over to, oh, okay, that's fine.
Yeah. That's got to be a trusting
But-
family, though. Right? Well, I mean, like, if you handed me a store and you're like, well, look, I'm just doing this for legal reasons to give it to you,
it's-
but I still want my portion of the money. You can have half
Yeah,
of it,
I
but
myself, I don't think it as a, legal aspect of why they do it. It's for the free money, free taxes, and they don't have to worry about it. Like if you ever cashed your check at one of them places that say like $189.68 or whatever, say they charge $3 to cash it, you'll get back $186, but they'll tell you don't worry about the 68 cents. They won't give you the change for it.
why?
They keep it. They don't worry about change.
I love it.
That's
I
what
love
they
it.
tell you.
I do love that.
I have
Dick
been
Endos.
told before when I cashed a check that was for like $297.98, and he gives me back $294.
No
and,
sense.
And didn't
Zero
give me,
cents.
Yeah, and didn't give me the 98
Did you
cents
bring
of
it
change.
up?
Oh hell yeah, I did. And I was like, you still owe me 98 cents. And he says, we don't worry about the change.
That's funny.
So think about that. If you do that
I
to 10
think about-
people, if you do that to 10 people within a day's time, that's an extra $10
That's your
that
cigarette
you
money,
got.
bro.
Yeah, that's
That's your
$10 you
cigarette.
got from other people just because you said we don't worry about the change.
That's funny.
I'm
though.
sorry, but 98 cents is almost a damn pop
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah. You know what I would do?
You know how I am about my pop.
You know what I would do is I would just again that 98 cents a day, like really count it out. Like I would just put it in my pocket, whatever, and be like at the end of the day take it home and be like, that was $10 and I work a bi-weekly paycheck. But through the week I was like, I'm fine. I'm fine, dude. I just tell everybody. It's funny that he says
I know.
You're
Yeah.
good. No, it's funny that he said
We don't worry about the
we
change.
don't worry. Like, well, what if I do, bro? I mean, do I have a say in my the handling of my change?
That
Do I
was
have a
another
say?
dollar. Like, what the hell?
Crazy.
But we don't worry about change.
You know, and again, that's a little touch on immigration. Sorta, we got far field with it, but
Because I've seen it happen
yeah,
since
no,
like
I guess it
early
seems right.
90s.
No, I know.
I would name stores,
You
but I don't.
lived through some weird time. I mean, right now, like my age, we got some weird things. You know, the 2000 thing, but I don't really remember that. Just the craziness of today. You know, we are age 27. In your 20s, I'm 27. If you're in that range right now, you're all right. If you were born in the 90s, you're all right. But but just the craziness, and I wonder, like to you, that's got to be kind of head spinning. Like, do you look at what we're doing right now, and just the world? And there was a time that if somebody came to you and said, "Hey, dude, one day you're gonna be walking around with a mini computer in your pocket," everyone will be all the time. You know, we're gonna be all the time access to this and that, like something that you used to have to rewind video cassettes before taking them to the store. You'd get a fee for that. Be kind,
Yeah.
rewind. Do you
Yep.
remember that? Yeah,
Fuck
be
yeah, I
kind,
remember
please
that.
rewind.
$2 charge if you didn't.
$2 they would charge you to not rewind your video cassette. But you know what's funny about that is I remember video stores and I really liked it. I
Yeah,
liked
Blockbuster was the
I liked
shit.
the smell. The feel too.
Yeah.
Because I almost wonder if it's like promoting that. Once well, again, picture the family aspect to it. The kids go to the fucking video game section. The adults go to horror or what drama, whatever they're looking for. But that it's something for everybody that they know that a movie night's coming. You're gonna go home. You're gonna watch it all together.
Those
it's
are
gonna be-
gone. Those are gone.
Yeah,
All the streaming services wiped out.
I kind of dig it though. You want to hear? You know what? I'll tell you another thing.
Just like with podcasts.
Go ahead.
Just like with podcasts that you're doing now, where people's like, oh, radio podcast and that. What they fail to remember is the fact of way back in the day, that's how all your entertainment started. They used to tell stories over the radio for you to listen to them.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, before television and stuff, they did TV, shows over the radio.
That was Orson.
Radio shows. Orson Welles caused a huge panic when he done that.
What's he doing?
Which was fantastic, but it is what it is.
he-
And then nowadays, I was like, oh, I'm going to do a podcast and hopefully get this and that. Well, back when I was a teenager and stuff like that, what was the big thing before
Let me
all
guess.
that? Something that everybody wanted to be involved in, and most of my friends.
Oh, wait, Duran Duran?
No,
Duran Duran?
not Duran Duran.
That was up there, though, wasn't it?
But everybody liked having CBs.
A CB.
CB.
A CB
yeah,
radio.
like the truckers used to do before you got, cell phones for texting and podcasts and all that kind of stuff. It was over CB. You get a shout out. You have a goofy little CB handle.
I was doing this with a cell phone before, and I charged it like, I wonder, and wait till you see the playback. It's so much better.
It's just kind of funny if you look at all the. We're totally off subject of what we was talking about before, but as I like to refer to that as squirrel moments.
No, I think it's.
Because
Here, let me redirect. I'll give it right back. I shouldn't have grabbed that from the guest.
You're good, no
but,
worries.
No, I think that's a big thing. Don't you, on a tip, let whoever's fucking there, if they're wanting to talk, dude, because, again, I like watching the minutes add up, dude. I'm like, oh, dude, that was a solid,
Right.
what are we at now?
Probably 25.
16:45, but it doesn't feel like I've been, and we've just been bullshitting, and the same thing that we would do had we not had this turned on. It's just turned on, we got fucking the headphones on, which you don't have to hear that, and we can turn that down as long as you're talking to it's still going to record you, but it's better to seclude my question, I think. But anyway, now I've really fucking ranted. Where were we at 2 steps before this? We were talking the Duran Duran joke, the CB radio joke.
That wasn't a joke.
It's not a joke.
It was no joke. That's how we did it.
But anyway, so we'll move. The real topics, right?
Nah.
Yeah, we'll
real topics are overrated.
See, and another reason I was going to call it the global diagnosis, because I think the people that I'm going to talk to, until I really start ruffling feathers, wait for that one. That's going to be funny. Because somebody's going to get an interview, when they hear me speaking all articulately, I'm with the global diagnosis. Our host was wondering if he could score 1 hour of an interview to talk to you, pick your brain a little bit, this and that, and then I'm going to have to sit there whether to make it a good interview
Shout
or
out
fuck
to Joe
with this
Rogan.
guy. Yeah, no, I would. Again,
if you see this.
My thing is, I think it'd be funny, too, because I'm going to fucking test the waters on what gets pulled and what doesn't get pulled, spreading misinformation and this and oh, man. Me, because I don't know anything.
Well,
you know what I mean? I don't know anything.
Look out, Spotify might pull your account.
Oh, that'd be great. If I got an offer from Spotify, shout out. Also, I would gladly accept it. But if you couldn't fuck with Joe Rogan on that level of being like, hey, man, watch your thing. And I feel like he does. I feel like he really does be mindful to not offend, to not say things. But do you ever think of that, how touchy, even that, I was talking about that weird feeling that I get just talking to anyone in the outside world anymore, and why I grasped this and said, fuck it, because not that I'm weird, the outside, that's weird. That is not how we naturally act.
The world is all wishy-washy nowadays.
But I'm saying, that is not normal acting.
Yeah, the world nowadays is wishy-washy and too sensitive about everything. Oh my gosh, you stepped on my toe, cry about it, lawsuits, dumb shit for things like that.
But I have an ingrown toenail, though.
Point taken. Exactly. Now you can't go to work for the next 3 months because you got to
3 months, yeah.
If
If that, I hope it's better by then.
You got an ingrown toenail, so
No, I was saying with that, it hurts.
They'll tell somebody that they look nice today because you're invading their privacy, and it's sexual harassment to tell someone they look okay or they look nice today. I remember what used to be a cool thing to walk down the street and somebody was like, wow, you look nice, you look pretty today. Now it's, what did you say to me?
If somebody said that to me...
And everybody's all ass hurt about everything of anything anyone says.
If I put effort into looking nice that day and somebody said, hey, you look nice, fucking butterflies, dude. Everywhere, right?
Yeah, I'm gonna hand this back to you for a second. I gotta check a phone call.
What must that
Or
phone
text.
call have been,
Or
Dawn?
text.
What must that have been?
It's an
Is it
important
weird?
text.
I think, you know, here's another thing with the taglines, Mom.
I'm listening.
I don't know. Well, tagline, that is the grasp of the global. Like, my tagline would be if I said, welcome to the Global Diagnosis. I'm your host, Matthew Herald. Today's debate, is it wrong to be strong? You be the judge. Yeah, I'm joined by Dawn here, but stupid shit like that, you know what I mean? Like, because you're going to hear that. But I also am not going to tell the guest anything about it. You know what I mean? Like, the stupid shit that I'm going to do is just, I'm going to gauge, like, again, things that I know would get the reaction of you personally. The gay stuff, like, being like, dude, so I was walking down the
Stop
street.
saying that. That's politically incorrect, and you'll hurt someone's feelings.
But, like, if I was walking down the street, this guy had his shirt off. Oh my god! it just to get your thing of like, because I feel like if you're there looking at yourself, kind of gauging how you look on camera, and you hear that and you're really listening, you can tell it's gonna be like, and it does translate funny to camera because you can see the disappointment in a mother's face if an old school like the old school normal mother, I would say. Any normal mother does not want their son to be gay.
No.
Look, I would say all this stuff, and only because I'm right at the border, I very well could have been one of you.
Now you just
I'm
offended
not.
everybody.
Good. But no, it's because to me, man, like, I don't know. Like, it seems like the attention grab of the world. Like, if not to be different, like, why do people not flourish and be in the same? Why do you not, like, you know, it's like, oh, what, you like the same things I like, that's dope. You eat food, so do I, that's dope. You take shits, me too, whoa. And it's like, we could all bond on, like, the normality of...
No one learned to be like Bill and Ted. Just be
Yeah,
excellent to each other.
very good analogy. Go watch
So
that
there you
movie.
go.
Paramount or whoever fucking made that movie,
Yeah,
plugged you.
because, you know, that was some good shit. It's like, dude, just be excellent to each other. Why does everybody gotta be mean? But totally off the subject of that, what
Go
the
ahead,
hell ever
transition.
happened to parents being, you know, parents instead of, oh, I need to be my friend's kids, and discipline is gone. Most disrespectful, rudest people I've ever met. Like, if you ride public transit, like the bus or whatever,
Oh, yeah.
and you see an elderly person standing up, and you're younger than they are, and they're sitting down, and you're sitting down, get the hell up and give them your seat. Like, that's just, you know, that's common
Do you
sense.
think so?
Fuck yeah. You know, I'm sorry, but, you know,
What about you, though? You're kind of in the middle.
I still give my seat
You're gonna
up.
give your seat
I
up?
still give my seat up to somebody that
But you
I
have
know is older
arthritic
than me.
knees, though. If
Doesn't
anybody
matter.
could not do it, I think you would get the card.
Doesn't matter.
It matters.
No, it's one of those. If somebody's older than me and they're standing on the bus and I have a seat, despite of how bad I feel or whatever that day, they're getting my seat anyway. You know why? Because that's the way I was brought up. You respect
Dude,
your
on
elders.
camera, I pulled... Sorry. No, a little bit. It wasn't a fucking booger. I don't know what it was. It was on the anchor of my nose. Anchor.
Your nose don't have an anchor.
It sounded right. Like, what do you call this
isn't.
part? What do you call right here? The front of the... Like, where it... Yeah, have
Your
you
nostril?
Yeah, the front of your nostril, but where
Is
the lip
the
is.
front of your nostril.
You say that? Sure.
Your nose doesn't have a lip.
The front of my nostril, I picked something off of the front of my nostril, and
Nostrils
then
don't
look
have
for like
lips.
a minute on camera. You see me going like,
He was flicking a booger.
"Oh,
Don't let
well,
him see ya.
fuck off!" Like it was not that. It was
It's
not
a big
that.
old chunky green booger.
But no, anyway. Oh yeah. So a little bit on the podcast thing. Here, a little bit on some of the ideas. Yeah, just the funny stuff to like fuck with. I don't even want to upload the video giving anything away, you know, or else it's gonna tip them off, because if anybody's gonna watch it, here, let me fuck with this volume. That's crazy, right? Like, it's too loud. It's just too loud. But then when I turn it down a little bit, I get
Then you can't hear
scared
it.
that
It's not gonna pick
at
it up.
all, right? Yeah. Dude, also, like, you know what I was gonna do? Well, stupid shit being gay, like,
Stop saying that.
sorry. Anyway, yeah, I'll be like, welcome to the Global Diagnosis. I'm your host, Matthew Herald. We're going to be covering a wide array of topics today. Kind of just, you know, back and forth.
Everywhere.
Locker room talk. Why not? My guest today, I'm joined by Dawn Herald. You know, hey, everybody,
Yay!
give it up. Yeah, like, All right, they settle down.
All right,
All right,
that's
guys,
enough.
come on. All right, anyways, Don, thank you for being here. Like, not bad, right? Gay shit and then act like a studio audience. I'm in my living room and they know it.
You gonna sign it back says applause?
Applause. Have somebody like,
And stop.
and super exaggerated too. That's the funny thing. You know what? Also, I would want to do once this had some funding and like, if I could be like, hey, bro, if I had any really good-looking, strong friends, they should have dudes in like speedos, like just hanging around, walking in the background like this and that.
Did he kill him or not? I'll have to watch this movie
What
again later.
are we watching?
I don't know. It's something with Bill Murray, and I love him.
Oh, okay, yeah. I
And
remember
Melissa-
it's called Saint something.
St. Vincent.
Saint Vincent
Yeah.
de Paul.
Yeah.
No.
No, just St. Vincent.
Dude.
And Melissa McCarthy's in here too, so that's why I wanted to give it a chance.
I had a joke written about like the whole thrifty thing of a wife, like, which is great. You know what I mean? Like, if they can be thrifty and still make do with it, and it's nice, it's nothing wrong with the product they had just created out of the secondhand items that they had purchased or whatever. An outfit that looks nice. But it was something like that. Like, I don't remember. It was like fucking me and Jasmine talking about like having a night together, romantic night or whatever. And she's like, "Yeah, I'm gonna rock your world, buddy. Meet me at the nearest St. Vincent de Paul to get the sexy wear. Yeah, just meet me at the nearest."
That's
Fucked
fantastic.
up, man. Like,
That's
and then I have
fantastic.
to respond to it like it's not hilarious because it's sweet. It's totally sweet, and I appreciate it. But again, you said that to me. And I fucking constantly like,
Yes, I know.
and it's not even due to like an energy drink thing, which obviously you see, but any of that is nothing to do with that. It's I could wake up completely nothing, no coffee, no anything.
And pause.
All right, well, Dawn, there's Jasmine making an appearance, getting in the shot.
She's of no good to me.
Yeah,
Yeah, there's no.
they're discussing
Stuff.
stuff.
Bastards.
That's gonna be on YouTube.
Bastards. The word stuff doesn't describe nothing. It's just stuff.
Not where any of the fun text.
No.
What was Wayne's text?
Wayne don't text me anymore.
Well, she texted her.
Yeah, and he said, I'll let you know. And I don't know if he's let her know.
Yeah,
I
I
don't
like
think
when
yes.
she's upset too, because even if we all had like a common goal in mind, she's got to be that weird like, hey, I'm not gonna tell you anything. I know I might have information that you really want,
So,
so
tell
I
me
just
what you want.
abandon it though. Abandon trying to pry for it. But
That sucks.
anyway, as we were saying, so we super covered in immigration, the ins and outs of it, all of it. We have the most racist standpoint available. So let's dig this rabbit hole.
I am not a racist. I just don't like a whole lot of people.
Yeah, okay, that's fair. No, I get it. 'Cause there's white people that suck.
A lot of people suck. People as a whole suck.
Do you think that? Okay, here, I'll think of a question.
There's more bad
Universally,
people than good
okay.
people.
I mean, kind of. I was gonna say.
I'm sorry, but,
no, you're
you know.
totally okay. That's what. But I guess to frame it in a question, would you say that? Let's seclude it to America. I guess just what you know. But the majority of the nation, do you think, is mostly like just a negative kind of greedy, selfish type thing, or do you believe it leans more to the other side, like benevolent and like nice and
No.
caring, and they want to, or what would you say the majority of the nation on just the emotional kind of thing is? Like, do you think it's like mostly negative people or
It's mixed.
positive?
I would say it's
No,
mixed.
you hold it when you give an answer.
I would say it's mixed because four mean people that you meet, you might meet 7 nice people. But I usually come across more of the negative people than I do the positive people. A lot of the woe is me and
Oh, I hate that.
yeah, you put yourself in the situation that you're in and you can either deal with it and get out of the situation or dwell on it and stay stuck. Period.
Sponsor it.
Get off your ass and take care of yourself and do what you should. Like nobody's going to take care of it for you.
I disagree. Not that anybody's gonna take care of it for you, but that whole pull yourself up by your bootstraps like get it together. You work, you do that. Like, but I mean, like we're forgetting a whole spectrum of like what it is to be human. Like, there's plenty of people out there, obviously mental illness, any kind of a struggle though, but just like the sadness and this and that, and maybe like being more connected. But I do think the division of just like the world right now, there's such polarizing viewpoints, right? Like, and it can totally divide somebody, like two friends, they could be best friends. And just something as silly as like a mask mandate. You notice that, like something as silly like two lifelong friends when this coronavirus started. A mask mandate could turn two people against one another. People that were best friends for the longest time, and just because, or, I mean, I get the vaccine mandate, I do, and I'm all for vaccines. I am not vaccinated, but that is nothing of a political viewpoint. I'm lazy. I don't want to go anywhere. That is why I have yet to be vaccinated. But I really don't think it's bad. But this is the question on the vaccination that I will ask, and we'll get Dawn. Mom, I'm going to stick with Mom, I think, for the duration of the video. But her viewpoint on it. So for hers, the question would be, okay, the shots that you get when you're first born or whatever they give to children?
Yeah, the basic ones.
What are they?
I believe it's a diphtheria shot, hepatitis B. There's a couple other ones, things that you need to get done, because there was on forget what it was on, some show I was watching. The lady didn't let her baby get vaccinated. It died 4 days later because it got an infection that set in because it didn't.
It got one of those.
No, it got an infection for not having something that it should have had done. They didn't give it the vaccine, or wouldn't let it get vaccinated. It got sick and was dead like 4 days later or some shit like that.
Okay, well, let me get the reason
because the parents didn't believe in it.
Yeah, well, the reason I ask on that, because and this is where you're gonna have to listen just a hair on this part, but because, okay, let's say there's those shots, whatever they are, that are proven to be safe at the time given to a newborn. But they are saying the coronavirus vaccine, the COVID vaccine.
No, not
well,
at
hang
all.
on. Look, they're saying. Remember, there was this is safe for kids 5 and up, right? That I believe that they have developed a shot that would be safe to vaccinate or immunize. I think that was what it would be classified as, an immunization at that age. But they are developing a shot that is going to be introduced as one of the primary shots that were given to babies upon birth. Okay, so the question is, what's your thought on that? Do you think that now we're getting crazy?
I don't think I don't think you should get vaccinated if you don't want to. It shouldn't be forced by the government, and they shouldn't try to bribe you and say, "Hey, if you get the vaccine, we'll put your name in for a drawing of $1 million if you get the vaccine." What the hell kind of stuff is that? Why would you bribe the country to get a vaccine?
Weird.
There's a reason behind it. Like, everybody's like, "Oh, no, it's safe for this and that." And how the hell is a mask going to protect you? They don't. Because if it was as bad as they said it was, wouldn't there be biohazard garbage cans out for when your mask is used and you throw it away?
Oh, yeah.
Instead of being out on the streets and everything else?
That would look cool. That would make the world like post-apocalyptic.
Yeah, and they don't. You can walk down the street and see tons of used masks on the ground and things like that, and everybody's like, "Oh, wear your mask, this and that." Well, if you dispose of them and they're not being thrown away in a biohazard thing, aren't you just putting the virus back out in the trash for somebody else to pick up? How does it save you? I mean, it's a fucking mask. It's cloth.
Disposable mask too.
And they're disposable.
Everybody goes, I do it. Go.
Yeah, exactly. And
just
not
take
everybody.
a big inhale of the virus.
And think about it. You're breathing in the bad air that you're supposed to exhale when you breathe. If you're in the damn mask, you're pretty much breathing shit right back in. So, to those who get vaccinated, whatever, that's your choice to do so, but don't force it on people. It's just crazy to do so. Don't make them do it.
Yeah. Well, the question, which, I mean, that was a good answer. I just didn't directly isolate the question, but what are your thoughts on them saying that they're developing a vaccine or immunization that will be given upon birth?
They shouldn't do that at all. No.
Why?
The vaccines haven't been studied long enough. Like it's only been, we're going into year 3 of COVID, and how many vaccines have they tried? Oh wait, get a vaccine. Oh, now you need a second one. Oh, now you need a booster. And then 5 months from now, they're like, oh, you need another booster. And then the side effects from the boosters and that, people wind up with migraines and all kinds of other shit. Like there's a lot of bad to it. All vaccines should be studied before put out within 2 months' time of saying, oh, here it's safe for everybody. Oh well, give it to your baby too as soon as they come out. Nope, don't think so. It's a bad idea.
That seems like something. I mean, I'm not
Seems like
arguing.
population control to me.
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm not arguing
Making
that
all the
coronavirus
kids sterile.
could be, but is it proven to be that detrimental to where, or maybe it is, or maybe why not do that as soon as you're born? Every disease, if you have an immunization for it, but there's some, I believe, like that, like as a newborn, your body's not fucking stocked for that yet. You know, if you get a vaccine as a newborn, a very, I mean, I'm sure it's intensively studied.
Right.
But you don't know until it's like peer reviewed, right? Like once it's been in the mix for a little bit.
Yeah.
And if you gave it to a newborn who cannot vocalize what's wrong with him, what if he's he's screaming and crying, he's like, hey, my brain's bleeding. But you don't know, you know what I mean, until you take him to, like, what caused this? And well, did he get vaccinated? Because it does seem like when something great comes out medicinally, that it's only a matter of time before you start seeing those commercials that are like, did you or a loved one get injured while taking this? Or did you take this and experience uncontrollable muscle spasms? Or just some kind of negative effect to go along with it.
Did you or someone you know die from taking this medicine? Well, if you're dead, how are you going to be in the class action lawsuit? You died.
Well, that is just what's scary to me is the fact that they might give it
Yeah.
to a baby that's not going to be able to vocalize what's wrong with it, if anything. I mean, it could be great. It could be the best. You know what I mean? But it also could not.
I don't think it's a good idea.
All right, well, that gives us a little overview on it. We're going to watch this video. That ring.
What the hell was that? Oh. Time's up.
Yeah, well, that was a quick 36 minutes, though. Like, and these are going to be hour-long podcasts.
We're nonsense, you know. It's a lot of nonsense.
It's fine, though.
But nonsense is fun sometimes.
It can be, and also I think the trailing off is attractive, too. And also, though, we're not camera trained. We don't know what the fuck we're doing. I'm literally basing my reactions off of other podcasts I've seen that seem to pool for a response or a reaction. And also, I wrote out none of my questions, you fucks. So don't judge me on how bad of an interviewer I am. Or podcaster, or whatever the name would be. But I don't know yet. But again, this is just test videos. Anything I say about the global diagnosis or anything that is trademarked, I will sue you. I'm kidding, none of it is. But please don't steal it. Okay. So anyway, we're gonna stop this video now, replay it, and if it's decent, like just for silly, like tester videos, it'll be uploaded to my channel, Matthew Herald. Go there. Either way, like and subscribe, and I'll keep everybody updated on how the podcast is progressing, who may be the first guest, who may be the first episode, if many, if one, if two, if three, maybe three. It could be hot. So we're gonna see, man. Like, I definitely think that it has potential. It could be fun as long as I practice this and get it to where, you know, like, I know what I'm doing on a camera. I know what I'm doing. I know how I'm speaking. But, you know, all in good time. But not too much time. This definitely needs to be within 6 months, I think, to have... Well, 6 months is a long fucking... It's going to be way before that.
Well, no.
Way before that. I just got to get... I'm going to get a better sound card. I'm going to get a sound card that can hook up to multiple... or be connected to by multiple devices so I can have different camera angles rather than just one camera angle. I'm going to figure all that out. But the sound card also to where we can have 4 people with headsets all recording on the same audio to the same sound card.
We don't like 4 people. We don't like people.
I think I'm going to do 4 like a panel.
We don't like people.
I didn't have an answer to that.
See? Yeah. We don't like people.
Good point. Nobody's ever coming. Ever.
We won't have guests.
Signing off, though, I'm your host, Matthew Herald. I believe that's how you say it. But the global diagnosis, man, coming soon. Just test our videos.
Squirrel.
Dawn, thank you for being here. I'm sorry, that was our guest. Any parting words for the viewers?
Be excellent to each other.
Oh, good parting words.
I'll be right back.
All right, signing off.
Oh, ow, oh, ow.